What is going on, you guys? Jacobrdoty here, back for another video, and today I feel like we should just go for a drive and just kind of talk about things on my mind. Talk a little bit about that last video about the downshifting. I didn't know it was gonna be such a controversial topic about rev match downshifting. I figured pretty much everyone would be down for that, and everyone does that, but you know, there's always those people that are like, oh, screw that, I just put it in neutral. But I'm gonna tell you guys why you may not want to put it in neutral when coming into a stoplight. I did do a terrible thing though and go through an automatic car wash, but this was a car wash that had the touchless feature, so it didn't touch the car, just pretty much water. But you can tell it didn't really do much. I gotta give it a good detail later on tonight. Maybe I'll make a video on some of the tips along the way and throw it into another video. But in the shade, she looks super clean. But in the sun, she's all still like, you know, covered in dirt and dust. It's a full-time job having a black car, I swear. You might as well just hire somebody and that's their only concern, is just to keep this car clean. Quick little cold, warm start, not cold at all. Oh yeah, need the AC on. Oh, another thing about this video that I want to talk about was B is for Build literally got sued for building a Mustang. I can't even believe that's a thing right now. It's just insane to me. I don't get that at all, but we'll talk about more details here in a second. Hitting the road and we need some gas, but I gotta throw these sunglasses on because all I see in the Mustang is literally this dashboard like reflected onto my windshield. So if you guys aren't driving with polarized glasses, I feel bad for you, because really all you're doing is looking directly at the dashboard and the reflection. I just can't believe it makes that much of a difference. There's no one on this road. We'll give her a quick rip. How's that for a quick start? That should do it for you. I forgot that when you go full throttle, it turns off your AC though. So let's turn that back on for us. Let's just hop right into that question, because a lot of you guys were asking like, well, I just put mine in neutral. I did it right there. So this is gonna sound really stupid, but you don't generally want to do that. This was just a special circumstance because I was coming in real hot onto this person and I didn't want to get all up on them. But generally you don't want to do that, and here's the logic behind it. The logic is, if you had to get away from somebody, like somebody was coming in hot, or you needed to get around somebody that was about to hit you or coming in, I don't know, in case you ever had an emergency, what gear would you have been in? You would have been in neutral, so you would have had to find the gear and then be able to gas it and get around somebody. Because sometimes a situation, I'll do it right now because I have time, but sometimes a situation literally means that you have to gas it and move around somebody like that, right? So that's why I stay in a gear and I rev match downshift. Now, right now, I'll put it in neutral because it's about to stop. You know, I'm not too worried about it. No one's around me, no one's behind me. But there's different circumstances for why I don't want to do that. The other thing is everyone's complaining about how, you know, brake pads are cheaper than your clutch for rev match downshifting because I'm using the engine to brake. Well, yes, that's true. Brake pads are cheaper than a clutch, a lot easier to change than a clutch. But the big thing here is, if you do it right, you don't wear out your clutch. That's the point of rev matching. If you just do it normally and just throw it into gear, let out the clutch, yeah, you're gonna wear that baby out, and it's not gonna be fun because it's gonna be expensive. Unless you obviously have a clutch made for it, like this Mantic. But a stock clutch, you know, that's not really what you wanna be doing it with. Your brake pads are a lot cheaper, so I understand that logic, but that's why I was trying to teach you guys the rev matching. Because it's a way to do it safely without wearing everything out. See, watch. Nice and smooth. Didn't really notice anything, let out the clutch. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. The logic on it is, if you understand how a clutch works in the synchros, everything you're doing with the rev match and letting out the clutch slowly and matching the speeds means that it's really no different than a normal shift, because you shouldn't be wearing it out and making the clutch do all the speed changing buffering. Your foot, the throttle pedal, is doing the buffering for the speed. I'm trying to figure out the way to explain that, but I guess that's kind of it. If we get into the B is for Build thing, this is kind of more important to me than the Mach 1. And that is, B is for Build is another YouTuber. I don't know if you guys know him, but he and his team, they have a garage and they rebuild you know, cars that were in a wreck. You know, B is for build, more like R is for rebuild. But he takes these Copart cars, and these cars are gone. Like, you know, they're salvage title, they're all beat up, and he literally saves them, he resurrects them, right? He had this crazy idea. He took a 2015 chassis, S550 manual V8, and then he wanted to put a 67 Mustang body on it and retain some of the features from the S550. Backup camera, parking sensors, the interior, you know, that style dashboard of the S550 people like. He was trying to keep that feature or those features with a 67 body. Once he got the 67 body and started, you know, making it fit, because, you know, the wheelbases and proportions are slightly different. Actually, they're pretty freaking different on those. So you have to do a lot of body work, but he was getting it done. And lo and behold, he wanted to, you know, get some parts for it, modify it, make it look cool. So what did he do? He went and looked at the Eleanor. So a lot of you guys know of Eleanor, the Gone in 60 Seconds car. That car is a movie car. It has a likeness. It's the gray, black twin stripes, fog lights down on the middle together on the bottom. You know, that thing is, it's iconic. People know Eleanor, and Eleanor is a named car, right? So Eleanor apparently became a trademark that you can get sued for if you build a car to the likeness of it. And that's insane to me. To build an Eleanor car, and I guess to call it Eleanor, even if it's inspired by that movie car, you would have to go and get a, I think it's a license or a permit, something like that, through the patent or whatever it is that who claims the Eleanor name. You have to go through them in order to do that. That's a little ridiculous when the aftermarket parts, there's grills that have the fog lights together, Eleanor style. There's the window louvers that my car actually came with that I removed way back that were Eleanor style. All of those things, I guess if I had Eleanor louvers and my car was gray with black stripes and I called it, you know, Eleanor inspired, I could be sued for, because that is a representation of Eleanor that I did not pay for other than adding the parts onto my car. And I think that is completely twisted and flawed. The reason why I'm saying this is because they actually had the car, I guess, confiscated or purchased off of them or something. There was an agreement that he can't really talk too much about, but the Eleanor company and whoever holds that name made him so that way he can't post about it anymore and he doesn't have access to the car. So that build he was working on for his YouTube channel on his own, poof, that's gone. Just because it looked like or was inspired by another car. And what's funny about that is me as a YouTuber, I have my own style on this car. It's black and yellow, bagged, I have a look, you know, I like carbon fiber, I like parts here and there on it. But here's the thing, if I saw somebody with a black and yellow car with my wheels and bags, I'm not really gonna be all that mad about it. I do this stuff to inspire others regardless. You know, that's my mindset. If they claim it's because of me or if it's their idea, I don't really care too much because I have my own car. So whatever, and I feel like I built this for me anyways. I didn't build it for anyone else. So I can't go around and just claim, oh, you black and yellow, you have black and yellow calipers? That's my idea, dude. I stole, you steal that idea from me. You can't just go around and claim that with people. That's just insane to me. I can't believe they're really claiming that any car that has the similarities or is inspired by that has to be taken away. You can't even use the name. It's literally Eleanor. It's not marketed in any other way. It's Gone in 60 Seconds. It's a movie car. So that's just so dumb to me, man. And it really sucks because it kind of reflects the Mustang community, because that is one of the most famous Mustangs ever made, the Eleanor car. And a lot of people like the look. A lot of people want, you know, to be inspired and look at those things because they saw that movie when they were a kid and were like, oh, that is the car of my dreams because of how cool it was in this movie. Totally ripped that away by acting like a bunch of douchebags over this freaking name and the paint job with a couple of parts. I'm talking Eleanor louvers, a bumper, fog lights, and wheels in a paint job. That is literally what the car is. This dude had an S550 chassis. Not even the same car. It wasn't a 67 Shelby at that point. This was a 2015 car with a 67 body on it. not even the same at all. Like I said, I just wanted to bring this up through the video just so we can have a little conversation about it. Maybe you guys would be interested in that. If so, leave a comment down below. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up right here. If you guys enjoyed, then as always, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.